Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. All right, I'm at a construction site right now, and we're building this building, and the most bizarre thing happened. So they have these fire code inspectors that come by, and they check for how the building's going to be made in light of a fire. And so they searched this whole building project, and I was talking to the construction manager, and I said, so what did the fire safety guru have to say? And he said, well, there are three issues that we need to deal with. One of them is the width of a staircase, because if there's a certain distance from a room which has got size where half the people have to exit, sorry for the noise, this is a construction site, then you've got to have a stairway that's got a certain width to it to be able to get most of the people out of the room within X number of time. And then there was another issue where you need these valves that have to have access with a door from the outside so firemen can get there. And then there was a third issue that dealt with a construction where wood needs to be versus some other material, because the kind of material that you use makes a difference with fire. Now, this isn't something that's new in the year 2022. This is actually a concept that's been around for a long time. In fact, Paul, in writing a letter we call 1 Corinthians in chapter 3, talked to them about the importance of selecting what substances you use to build with. And so we've got up here, you can see some of this stone that we've got that we're putting in on the side. And stone does real well in a fire. Wood, not so good, especially kindling. I mean, this stuff's just like begging to go up in flames. It goes up so fast, it's not even funny. And so what you build with, Paul says, makes a difference in your life, because ultimately it will be tested by fire. It'll be tested by fire in this life, and it'll be tested by fire in eternity. And so when we build in our lives, we don't want to build out of wood and hay and stubble that can burn up when the trials of fire come. We want to build with stone or rock or precious gems or things that keep their value even through the fire. And Paul says that. The nice thing about it is, as we build our lives, we can think of it like building a house. And if we're building on our own with our own wisdom and our own resources, it's going to be a house of some substance, but it's not going to endure the fire. We'll be building, but we'll be building in vain. And this is what the psalmist says in Psalm 127. He says, unless the Lord builds the house, the people who build it are building in vain. It's when God is behind what we're constructing with our lives that we're constructing things of stone and precious gems and precious metals that will last and endure the fires of this life and the fires of eternity. We'll have something of substance. So where do I land on this? What does this mean to me today? Well, I want really, really, really to do the things in my life that will count for more than right now. I want to build with character. I want to build with those assets and those values that God gives us in His Word and through His character. Now, a special shout out to my Jewish listeners who right now, if you're listening on the morning of this, are in the full end of Yom Kippur, a day of atonement, a day of reflection back on how the last year has been. And I want to reflect not only on the last year, but I want to reflect on today, because I want to build today with God building my house with His values and His direction. So it's not built with wood that'll get burned up. It's built with stone that'll last. I'm Mark Lanier, and that's your video thought for today.